Hi Chelsea fans, it's Chelsea Daft here, and this is my take on the match preview this afternoon. Chelsea versus Wolves, all or nothing, or is it? And I'll be honest with you, as I'm coming into doing this video, my emotions and my feelings are going from one extreme to the other, as I can imagine many of yours are doing the same. In one breath, I'm sitting here saying to myself, we can do this. We can go out there and we can get the 3 points. We've beaten Wolves already this season. We know how good we can be. We know how good we are going forward. And we've shown against Man United last week that we can be a good collective defensive side. But on the other extreme, you're thinking about what happened at Liverpool, how they opened us up, how we fell apart, and how we conceded 5 goals. And also, how many goals have we conceded this season? But again, I'm then counteracting that with, but us going forward at home, we're a very different proposition to being away and setting up to try and defend. I'm going all over the place. But let's just sugarcoat this. Man United will beat Leicester, in my opinion. If Leicester didn't have Soyuncu sent off for violent conduct for his lash out at Bournemouth with a 3-game ban, missing the rest of the season, and the other players they've got out injured, if they weren't all injured and they were available, I would actually probably say Leicester will go and do a job on Man United today. But knowing Man United have built for the season, what they're playing for, and Leicester's players that are out that are key, and Soyuncu is key. He's their best centre-back at that club, and he's out. So is Chilwell. And I honestly believe that Man United will go there and they'll probably beat Leicester comfortably, 2 or 3. And that's no disrespect to Leicester. I think Leicester themselves will know they've got so many players out. Maddison, Soyuncu, Chilwell. They're playing Wes Morgan. No disrespect to him. He's not exactly the quickest. And up against Man United's pace today up front, I can't see him keeping a clean sheet or getting a point. I can't see it happening. So if Man United beat Leicester, then we're through no matter what. But we can't rely on that. We really can't rely on that. But that's just my honest opinion about what's going to happen at Leicester today. So we need to focus on what we need to do. And what we need to do is deliver a performance. First and foremost, Wolves are a good side. Unfortunately for Wolves, they can't catch Leicester. Even if they win today against Chelsea, they've got a plus 15 goal difference gap. Leicester have got plus 28 goal difference. Wolves have only got 13. So Wolves will have to settle for 6th place. But they're in a battle with Tottenham, who played today as well, obviously. They're a point clear of Tottenham. And that 6th place could be key when it comes to Europa League. So Wolves are coming into the game with something to fight for, and they're such a good, well-drilled, well-organised team that this game today is so dangerous, so dangerous for us. It really, really is. And I was thinking about it earlier, and if you think about your thought process when you think about Chelsea and you think about the team and you think about Frank and everything else, the problem Chelsea have got, and the problem I think Frank Lampard and Jody Morris have got, is based on everything that's happened coming into this game, and more on that in just a second. If you look at the Chelsea squad now, count how many players are nailed on starters in every game. If they're fit and available for every game, how many players in our team are nailed on starters? Based on the way Frank Lampard has picked, nailed on starters for me, there's only 4 players. I was going to say 3, but I just remembered one more. There's only 4 players that are nailed on starters week in, week out, and that's the biggest problem we've had all season. Cesar Azpilicueta will play, whether it's right back, left back, centre half. Mateo Kovacic will play, middle of midfield. N'Golo Conte will play, middle of midfield. Mason Mount will play, whether it's midfield, pushed up as a 3 up front or as a number 10. Those 4 players are ever present. Nobody else is, and that's been the biggest problem for us this season, but that's for another video. So into this game today, based on the fact that we played Wolves and we beat Wolves there, and everyone's talking about that game and how confident we were and what a performance it was, and don't get me wrong, I'm just trying to not sugarcoat stuff, I'm just trying to be real here. It was a great performance, outstanding performance, but think about it at the time it came. Frank had been playing 4 at the back for the most part, playing the 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. He surprised everybody by switching to 3-4-3 at Wolves, and it caught Wolves out because they prepared to play Chelsea in maybe a 4-3-3. That's doing no disservice to Chelsea on the day because we were outstanding. It was such a great performance. Tammy got his hat-trick. We went there and thumped them 5-2. And if you remember on that day, the back three was Tomori, Christensen, and it was Rudiger. But Rudiger had to go off injured. And he went off at half-time, and then he was out for a number of months. So Zuma came in, and Zuma was great. We had Aspi playing. We had Alonso playing. We had Jorginho and Kovacic in the middle of midfield. Obviously, Conte was out injured. We had Willian and Mount in behind Tammy. Could we see that formation again today? Could we see those same players today? I can't see Fikayo Tomori coming in and playing. As much as I want him to, he hasn't played a single game since lockdown, and he's not match fit. And this is, for me, is far too big a game for us to just throw him in. One game at the end of the season, maybe before the FA Cup. Yeah, I know that, and then buy him. But is it too big a risk today, Tomori? Based on his quality, I don't think it is, but I can't see Frank doing it. And people are talking about play four at the back, and I can't see a back four today. I think it's too dangerous. And I think the reason why is we'll probably get overrun in midfield and in the wide areas. And I think that's the problem. I think we'll still go three at the back. I still think we'll go four, and we'll go with three. The problem that we've got is based on the fact that N'Golo Conte is fit. He's been training, and I'm not being funny, but if he's half fit, he's got to play because he's going to protect our back four. So for me, he's a definite starter. Aspi's a definite starter as a centre half. Zuma's a definite starter as a centre half. Alonso's got to be the starter on the left-hand side. Reece James on the right. So you've got 4 players out of the 11 that are picked for me already. Mason Mount, he will play because Frank believes in Mason Mount. He will play, so he's the 5th person. Kovacic will play, he's the 6th person. Everybody else is up in the air, and that includes the goalkeeper. If we then switch this and the feeling that we've got, I'm going from one mentality to the other when I'm doing this video, and I think you guys will relate because you're probably going through the same emotions. I put a tweet out this morning saying, let's just put it in black and white. Back last August, when the season started, if somebody said to you as a Chelsea fan, based on what our expectations were, and we have to be realistic, we were realistic thinking if we could fight to finish top 6, it would be amazing. If somebody said to you, you could have a chance to qualify Champions League with a point last day of the season at home to Wolves, we would have bitten your hand off. It would have been amazing. Unthinkable probably back in August, but we're there. So what we need to do right now in this video, and with you guys watching it, clear your minds about everything else that's happened this season. Every single other game, and focus on this one game now. Clean slate. So I said there's already a number of positions picked already. I think the 3-4-3 will still be played today. That's what he'll go with. So let's look at the goalkeeper. Do we go Kepa or do we go Willy Caballero? I would actually say today you've got to go Caballero. I know it's a big call. I just think that Kepa, I mean, the guy received death threats, which is just ridiculous. So that will play on your mind. No matter how much you say it doesn't, and it's all, you know, it's only social media. Going into a game, knowing if you make a mistake, subconsciously that's going to do you in the head. So Willy Caballero's got to play today. He's got to play in goal. And it's happened before. Frank's dropped Kepa before, and I can't see him not doing it again because I think Caballero will play the cup final. So Caballero will probably start in goal for me. So the back three, as I said, Aspi, Zuma, both have to start. So would you go Rudiger today or would you go Andreas Christensen? And maybe play Christensen sweeping behind Aspi and Zuma. Who's the better player with a better awareness of the game? Sweeping in behind, covering like the David Luiz in the Antonio Conte 3. I think you might have to go Christensen today. And I think Christensen there with Aspi, with Zuma, because let's face it, we got options, and that's the good thing. If it's not working at half time, if we're struggling, or if, you know, we just can't get that breakthrough, he can always switch it up and change it. But to me, I would go, and this is random, I know other people probably won't agree with me, but I would go Caballero, I would go Zuma left, Christensen in the middle, Aspi right of the 3, Alonso, Reece James, Kovacic, Conte. Conte can provide the cover in front of our back 3. I just think Rudiger at the moment is too erratic for me. I really do. I just think some of his challenges as well, they look really dodgy. Like I know there's no malicious intent, but sometimes when he just takes off, and we can't afford that today. We've got to keep cool heads. And I think Christensen is far more composed than Rudiger. So that's it for me. That's the back five, goalkeeper, and the middle two sorted. Obviously with the two wingers of Alonso and Reece James. So it's the front three today. How do you approach the front three? I think you've got to go Tammy. They like to play, obviously, the three at the back and the wing backs as well. And Connor Cody's not exactly the most physical of centre backs. He tries to be, but the thing is, he's not actually that mobile. And I think that if Tammy can play either side of him and try and get in between the two centre backs, Cody and the one on the left, Cody and the one on the right, we can move him around. And that's why I think today, with Mason Mount playing, because he will play, I think you could see a change. And I think you could see Willian on the bench. And I think you could see Christian Pulisic start with Tammy up front and Mason Mount. That's the three I would go for mobility, for their work rate, and for especially Tammy's mobility up front. We saw how he terrorised their back three in their home game when we beat them 5-2. Again, I know I've said no other game matters, and it doesn't. Chelsea are fluid. Chelsea are potent. Chelsea are at their very, very best when they move the ball quickly and they move the ball forward at pace. And then you have the likes of Pulisic, who was absolutely outstanding the other night. And you've got Mason Mount looking for those quick interplay, passing, or quick balls in between the lines. And I think that's what does it for us today. So this is my team. Willy Caballero, Reece James, Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen, Kurt Zuma, Marcos Alonso. Mateo Kovacic, N'Golo Kante, Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham. 3-4-3. And I think that gives us plenty of options wide. Pulisic and Mount can come in and play as number 10s behind Tammy, with Alonso and James on the left and the right, getting balls in the box. But the problem is, and as I said towards the beginning of this video, we really don't know what's going to happen and who they're going to pick. I'd love to be in a position where we can say that's our best 11, but we just simply don't know. So we have to go with what we think could be the most defensively sound and the most potent up front. And for me, that's the team. Now, I want to know your opinions, guys. How you're feeling. If you're the same as me, going from one emotion to the other, who do you think starts today? What formation? And what do you think's going to happen? The closer it gets, the more nervous we're all going to get. But we just need to go out there, be professional, and get that job done. As I said, Man United will beat Leicester, but we need to make sure we get our job done. Post all your comments in the comments section below. Drop a like on this video for me. The more likes I get, it puts it out there to more people, hopefully, who would then subscribe and enjoy the content. Longer content, very different content these days. Let me know what you think. Drop the like on it for me and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But when you do, make sure you smash the bell for notifications so you don't miss when my videos come out. What a day today. If I can get over 500 likes, it'll be amazing. But all I can say is, let's forget what's happened before. Let's focus, refocus our energy on a positive professional performance today and not worry about what's happening elsewhere. Come on, Frank. Come on, Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea fans. Get behind the team. No matter who plays, who starts. We can do this today. Champions League is in our hands. Let's make sure we go and grab it. See you all tomorrow.